Can you live your life without ever actually thinking about your life? This is a question that's been on my mind lately, and to answer it, yes, you can. And of course, many people do live their life without actually reflecting on what is life, without actually understanding they're currently being in life. There was a time in my life when I wasn't concerned with big life questions like what happens when I die. What is the purpose of life? Where did the universe come from? None of that interested me. What I wanted to do is to make money, and I was trying to become an entrepreneur for a few years. And that was 24/7 on my mind. Nothing else mattered to me. And I think many people have the same sort of mentality out here in the West, where they focus on one specific goal and they kind of forget about everything else, and they don't want to think about it. Of course, you can live life without thinking about life until a certain point. And yeah, as an example, I use myself. When I was obsessed with being an entrepreneur, making money and doing all these things, and I disregarded my health, disregarded my spiritual life, anything else. And of course, you can live like that for a few years. And most people, like, you get a job, you graduate, you get obsessed with your career or something you like a hobby, and you kind of just focus on that. But those big questions, where are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go when you die? What's gonna happen? How did the universe begin? Who are you? Do you have a purpose? Or is this just random? And there's no meaning in this world. All those things will start creeping up on you, whether sooner or later. It doesn't matter. And so I've just realized, once I started questioning myself on those things, like, hey, I haven't really thought this through. I have no idea I have no answer to these, and these are the basis. This is the foundation of your life. Like, if you have the foundation, like, you know where you're going, you know what's gonna happen when you die, let's say, at least you believe you know, because you have faith. Then you know, how did you get here? You know how the universe, you can kind of explain those things. Then the rest is easy. The living life is easier because you have those big foundational questions. And if you don't have them, it's gonna be a problem. And it's not gonna be like a problem maybe for you because you don't reflect on it or something. Let's say this is how many people come to Islam actually. Let's say you have a parent and they die. Everybody's gonna die. So your parents are gonna die, or somebody you know. And then you cannot explain it on pure naturalism, on pure atheism. You cannot explain it logically, but you will be destroyed emotionally. You will not be able to comprehend what happened. Not comprehend, but you will have big trouble, right? And maybe the same goes for religious people. But if you have a foundation, you know what's happening. You know that this is just a test. This life is not all that there is. There's more to it after you die. And so yeah, you accept death as a natural part of life. But people don't want to accept that. People want to live forever here. Well, they're gonna have a problem when they come across death. And that's when they usually wake up, and that's when they start thinking about these things. Like, maybe there's something after I die. Yeah, well, you should be thinking about it, because death is gonna come to each and every one of us. So why not think about it? That's the ultimate future. You're gonna be dead longer than you are alive. Much longer. Infinity. So why don't think about it? Why don't invest in that? Because you're investing in stocks, you're investing in money or your education for this world, but you will die in like 40 years or like in 20, or maybe next year, or I don't know, if you're lucky, maybe you're gonna live another 60, 70, but still you will die then. So, and you know how quick time goes. Like, last 5 years, I remember, like, quickly went by. Why not focus on what makes the most sense? The biggest investment, what's gonna happen when you die. If you don't have this figured out, you resolve to bad solutions to these problems, like death, or let's say you lose a job, you have like troubles in life, normal troubles that everybody has. Well, you resort to alcohol and drugs, and that's what I did. I used to drink and smoke. When I had a girlfriend for a couple of, I don't know, a year or something, and we broke up, I used to like drink so much afterwards. Like, I was like depressed. And now when something bad happens, just yesterday something bad happened, not on that level, but it was really bad, and I was like, subhanallah. I was actually crying, but I went to my salat and I prayed, and I just trusted, hey, this is Allah's will, and whatever happens. The next day it got fixed, and it's even better. So you don't know, nothing. And if you don't have this concept in your life, you're gonna struggle. And so yeah, that's one thing to consider, that we will all die, and we need to figure that out. So, and then yeah, you resolve to bad solutions, alcohol, cigarettes, and all that, because you want to compensate. You feel this pain, and you don't know how to release it. You can speak to psychologists, you can do all that, but you need to find a solution. Like, how does it make sense that somebody died? Well, it only makes sense if there's an afterlife. It only makes sense if there's another reality where the soul continues to live. Otherwise, there is no meaning. Like, you have to come to that conclusion. If there is no concept of afterlife, or a life that isn't here in this universe, this whatever this is, then there is no meaning to it. So you have to, and then of course you need to study theology and figure out what's the truth for you. But yeah, that's reality. Like, you need to see, you always will feel this emptiness inside you, like, well, I'm doing all this shiz, I'm doing all this crap, I'm trying these things, I'm making money, I don't know, traveling the world, I'm really in Bali, I'm doing this and that, I'm on island taking pictures, I'm sleeping with a bunch of girls, and it's not doing me any good. Like, I feel short-term sensation from dopamine releases when I have sex or whatever, but what else? Like, I need something that will fulfill me long-term. I need long-term fulfillment. That doesn't come from anywhere in this world. That's the issue. Everything you want to fill that hole with this world's possessions, your wife, it's not gonna do anything to it. So you need to be careful.